Hi again everyone, I'm Steve and this is Little Plastic People, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at painting some lenses, specifically some green lenses for an Imperial night that I'm working on. But the same approach can be used for any colour on any Mini. So with all that said, let's just get to the video. So there's a few things to consider when painting lenses. Typically there are a few rules of thumb to stick to. Regardless of the lens colour, light tends to collect in specific ways when falling onto a convex surface, like a typical lens. The main portion of this light collects in the opposite corner from the source, with a pinpoint reflection of the light source in the closest corner. And typically, most of our Minis are painted in an outdoor environment. This means we're likely to see the collected light towards the bottom and the reflection at the top. But you'll see I've gone the opposite way here. Honestly, this was kind of an accident, but I don't mind the look, and I doubt that anybody would really notice or care. And who's to say there isn't light bouncing up from the ground or something, huh? Anyways, to complement the red scheme of this night, I've chosen to use green, but you could swap out any of these to represent pretty much any colour. Starting with a mid-green, specifically grass green from AK, I give the whole lens a few thin coats to build up a solid covering. This gives us a solid base to build up from. Next, I grab a really vibrant yellow-green for the highlights, representing the collected light. Laser yellow from AK is great for this, as it thins down really nicely without breaking apart, allowing us to build up glaze coats and smooth transitions. Working these thin coats into one of the corners, smoothing the transitions out to the edges, we're ready to move on to the shadows. Grabbing some of AK's deep green down from the rack, I thin this down and glaze it into the shadow areas, keeping the highlights pure laser yellow. This is looking pretty good now, but there isn't enough contrast in either brightness or colour. So out comes some azurman blue? Azurman blue. Yes, azurman blue. Worked into the deepest shadows, glazing in a few thin coats to maintain that smooth transition. Before moving on to something brighter than the laser yellow, I go back to it and use it to reinforce the collected light highlight, along with adding a tiny dot in the opposite corner. This could probably be skipped, but I think it helps provide a little extra interest and realism to the reflection. Next up, I use some bright white. Any bright white will do here, as long as it can be thinned down without breaking apart. So I'm using one from AK. I use this with a sharp brush to simply place a very small dot within the laser yellow dot, before glazing it into the brightest point of the collected light highlight. I then finish this all off with some gloss varnish over the whole lens, just to help reinforce the effect. And there we have it. Pretty quick, pretty simple, but also pretty striking. I hope you found this helpful. Like, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. See you next time. Bye!